Okay, so basically off camera, I actually sort of weathered the tank, and I think before I ended last week, I said I was going to use these. These are artist chalk, so you can rub, and as you can see, it leaves a bit of thing behind. But that's not what I did with them. What I did was, you can actually already see this, and shaved away off the edge there, is that I got my knife and I actually scraped away some of this chalk. And I made a wash out of it, and I've basically covered most of the tank in it, so you can see. Oh, it's like stuck into the little cracks, and it shows it out. Then I got a bit of this sand, dark yellow sand sort of colour, and I dry brushed that onto the front. Now I'm not 100% happy how this went, but I think it looks okay. It's definitely better than some other weathering that I've done before in the past. And honestly, I think the tank is now done. Really happy how it's gone. It's probably one of the best models I've made. I think I'll compare this to my old model, which I'll just get now. This is the last tank I made around last year. I haven't honestly, I haven't completed any model since this tank here, this one. Now obviously this is a Panzer II and this is a Sherman. They're in the same scale, but this one is just a very small tank. And you can see it's actually quite nice. The chipping is quite nice and everything. I even got a little figure. But obviously you can see the figure is very... Oh, you see the model's quite dusty right now, but you can see the figure's very bland. You can see his face, there's no eyes, no shading or anything, so it's a bit rubbish actually. And some the sand, because this is a desert tank, the sand that I've put down is literally sand mixed with glue and water, and the chalk just sort of slathered all around it, and it looks kind of bad. And I was really proud of the tank when I did it, but now that I look back at it compared to this one's kind of rubbish, to be honest. The sand effect is kind of awful. It doesn't look like dust or sand or anything. Literally, you can actually see little rocks and stuff stuck on it. It's not good. But now this looks a lot more like dust. That's on the front of the tank. You can see on the mantlet and everything. It looks good. The model kit came with more like boxes and little bits of storage you can put in the tank, but I decided that I didn't want to put too much on. I just put these bags on them, and I put the little toolkits and stuff. You can see little tools. I've colored them metal colour, hammers, shovels, axes, pickaxes, and this machine gun as well. This Browning 50 caliber one. 12.7. Okay, the camera doesn't want to focus, but whatever. 12.7mm 50 caliber. And you can even see I've coloured the handles in. Okay, it's not gonna focus, I don't think. But I've coloured the handles where the soldier holds them. I've coloured that in brown and everything. And it's pretty much done. But there's one thing missing, and you might be able to spot that. If I move this, you can see that the commander's hatch is open, but it's empty. Now this model kit came with the option for having every single one of these hatches open, so you have the hull MG, the hull MG, the driver, commander, and the gunner/loader. You have the option to have all of them open, and the kit actually comes with all the figures necessary, but I didn't want to have all the figures. I only wanted the commander figure. That's what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to paint up the commander figure, which I've already started a bit. This is what I did throughout the week, but I didn't turn it into a video. If it wants to come off, there we go. I actually have the commander's head on a piece of blue tack here. And his body, I need to get his body somewhere in here. There it is. His body is here. And his arms and his binoculars are in the box that I need to cut out still. But his body will go sit inside here, and his head will be there. Now, let me get my German tank commander out. Okay, I can't get him out, whatever. I'll just show it to me. You can see that his face is... I mean, you can't see it because the camera's not focusing, but there's no detail on the face. It's just skin colour, and then the colour of his uniform, the colour of his skin, and then the colour of his binoculars. You can even see there's goggles on his head that I haven't coloured in. You can see there's little straps on his the pockets and everything on his uniform. I've not coloured any of those in. I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the skills basically. So when I make this new American commander, I think I'll do a much better job, and that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I'm going to be painting the commander figure with as much detail as I can, because I really love this kit and how it's turned out. So I really want to have a good, nice good figure to go with it. Okay, so basically how I'm going to do is I'm trying to make this. This is my first time doing a very detailed figure, so I'm going to have to learn how I go along. But I did look at some pictures of people's faces, and I'll get a bit closer and I use just to direct. So you have the eye sockets. Are usually when I saw in the photos, the eye sockets were dark, or a bit dark. Here, look. The bit just above the mouth, slightly lighter, and his chin slightly lighter. And cheeks, obviously, well, the cheeks were a varied amount of colours, so can't comment on that. But the forehead and the eyebrows also lighter. So so I'll go over again. Notable dark sides. Notable dark sort of patches, eye sockets, bit underneath the nose. So that's what I need to achieve. And since there are many different paints that I could use to help achieve this effect, I don't have them though. Now this brand, Vallejo, incredibly good paint brand if you're brush painting, but and they have a good variety of different skin colors for different races, different ethnicities, different temperatures. It's amazing, really. But in the end, you have to blend colors, even if you have the ready-made skin colors. Now, I don't have any of these Vallejo skin paints. It's harder to get where I live, even though I would really like them. So I don't have any. The only skin color I have is Tamiya Flat Flesh XF15. Now Tamiya is a good company for paints, but skin isn't just one color, especially from what I've just described about the different tones. We know that skin, it just isn't one color. Now I've painted his head completely in this flesh color just so we can get the base coat, because in the end it is going to be in a base coat. Now what colors I'm going to be using for blending is I'm going to be using Revel Aquacolor White, Revel Aquacolor Red, and I'm using the red because I can't use black to darken it, otherwise it might go too black. So I'm going to try red. If it doesn't go well, then that's my fault, really. I'm going to blend them in this tray. Now normally this is where I put my wet palette, but I've just put soft tissues in it, just because if I use a wet palette it'd be too thin, and I'm terrible that way. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay, I'm getting a bit of the skin colour. I'm just putting it onto the paper towel. No, I think I might be better to use newspaper because the paint is just sort of soaking into the tissue. It's probably a bad idea. I should have wet it. Okay, mistakes have been made, and I will learn from these mistakes. Tissue does not work. Tissue does not work. I'm going to have to get a newspaper. Okay, newspaper's a bit big, but whatever. I have to improvise. A little here. Okay, right, you know what. There we go. We've had to improvise, but that'll do. And now, courtesy of that, our brush is now soaking wet. I didn't mean to Okay, right, let's try this again. Let's just try our brush a little. Oh jeez, I wrecked it. Okay, let's try this again. Get some flesh tone. Now I don't need too much because all I'm doing is filling in some areas, and I'm going to start off with the lighter shades, because if I make a mistake with the lighter shades I can easily go over with darker shades a lot easier than I can the other way round. So let's get a bit of white. Mix it on there. Okay, and wash my brush again. And now we're going to just blend the two. Okay, so now I've achieved this lighter tone. Might want a bit more white because this isn't too noticeable. Okay, right. And I'm actually not going to use my orange brush. I'm going to go get a fine brush. A Winsor Newton quad zero. You see the head there because you've got a bit of paint on my brush. I'm gonna, what did I say? Light spots with a chin, so ever so slightly, just putting a bit of paint there. Putting a bit on his forehead, I think I put too much on. And then just above the cheeks. It's a bit of highlight of his cheeks. And the nose tip. Honestly, right now it doesn't look very good. I'm not too happy with this at the moment, to be honest. It's not really blending in. Right. I'm gonna get a bit darker shade of this. See if we can try blend it in, because this isn't really blending in, it's always a bit strange. Okay. Put too much paint on there. Okay, so let's see if the camera wants to focus, but I'll give you a description of what happened if you can't see it. Basically, the new lighter shade looks pretty good actually. However, it's not blended in terrifically well, and it's just sort of blobbing around. I'm not overly happy. I've definitely messed up. But that is only the light shade. We now need to mix a darker shade. I'm going to try and use red. I have a decent feeling that red might do a good job at darkening, skin color. But it could also go terribly wrong, so don't take my word for it. Just gonna try out some red now. Okay, let's just mix it together. Please look nice. And it appears I have too much red, because this has just turned into like a lighter red. Okay, I'm gonna mix another one. Obviously put too much red in mine. Didn't mean to. Okay, bit of skin colour. Again, there's not too many dark spots, so I don't need to mix too much. So I'll just get a tiny bit. There we go, just a tiny brush. And let's just mix it together just to get a slightly darker colour. Or a sort of pinker-ish or rosy colour, because I could use for the cheeks as well. Because, this M4, this particular tank is served in Belgium in the winter when it was very cold. So, you could have some nice rosy cheeks. I'm going to put this on, see how it looks. And it's too thin. Can't see it. That looks okay. I wonder what it'll look like when it dries. I don't think it'll look too good when it dries. Okay, that looks acceptable. The reds didn't do a good job at turning it darker, so I'm just going to go straight to it and just use black. I'm going to have to be very careful how much black I use, though. Too much black and it, well, it won't particularly look like skin, let's just say. How are we doing for time? Okay. Just get a bit of skin colour, put it on there. Wash our brush. And we're going to get the tiniest amount. Get the tiniest amount of black, like the smallest part. Oh, that's a lot, that's a lot. Uh-oh. Might have done something here. Okay, right, mix. Okay, that's made a very strange brownish colour. Okay, so basically the reason I had to stop halfway through the recording is because the memory on the camera ran out. I don't have that much memory in the camera. So every 10 minutes or so I have to stop recording, move all the files onto my computer, and then come back again. So yeah, it's quite annoying. And I've been doing that for every video I've made, so it's quite painful. But good thing. You can't see it well because the focus isn't. It's not focusing, so you can't see the. I mean, you can sort of see it, but it's not very good. But you can see how the different skin tones have sort of blended in, sort of. I do need to do a bit more blending though, because the strange red thing that I decided to put on is dried in a very strange way. You can't really see it, but it's like a sort of watery blob. And I'm not too chuffed about that, so I'm just going to cover it up with the light skin tone. In a last minute desperation, trying to fix this tank commander's face. And it's going okay. And you know, already, I'm going to try my best to get this tank commander out of my old tank. There we go. Got him. Oh, he's too big. Come on, come on. Get out. Get out, come on. I'm going to chip the paint if I'm not careful. Anyway, here is a figure that I made last year. I have not made any figures of the same scale since this figure that I'm about to show you right now. From my old tank that I made last year that I showed you on camera. Here he is. German Deutsche Afrika Korps tank commander. Now, as the details quite, you know, minimalistic. But here it is in all its glory. Now, there's a lot of detail in here that I could have coloured, but I didn't because I wasn't very skilled, and honestly the painting's quite poor. You can see it's actually really awful. But what I wanted to show you is that the face, he's got no face really, has he? He's got no detail. Already, now that I've added the extra skin tones, you can see already that the one on the left looks a lot better than the one on the right. Just because we added the extra skin tones, you might not be able to see it on camera, but the one on the left already looks a lot brighter. The places where we added the highlights shows where the light is sort of there, which sort of contrasts with the original skin tone to show where the dark patches are. Now all I need to do is add eyes. Now eyes are very controversial in the model making community because at this scale, this is incredibly tiny. This is such a small head, absolutely miniature. It's only a couple millimeters tall. So do you really need to add eyes? And to that, I'm going to say yes. I don't care at this point. I've got nothing to lose. If it goes wrong, I have spare heads because the model kit came with a lot of spare heads. So honestly, at this point, I've got nothing to lose. So I'm going to white of his eyes. pupils. Head. We're going to try this. Now I'm going to get literally... Hold on, I just need to get some of this excess water off. We are literally going to get the smallest amount of paint I can on my brush. Oh, I need to dry it like completely because it's not dry, it's annoying. Okay, that is an incredibly small amount of paint on the brush. On the camera it doesn't look like it, but it is in real life. We're just going to colour his eyes. Okay, right eye done. It looks okay so far. And the left eye not looking so good. You can already see what went wrong. Left eye's... Oh jeez. Oh lord, that looks terrible. Oh no, I think I've ruined it. The left eye is substantially bigger than the right eye. You should probably go see a doctor about this, because this looks... Oh no, it doesn't look that bad on camera because the light coming in from my window is shining on the figure's face, so you can't actually see what's gone wrong, because obviously the skin tone's bright. So I'm going to try remedy this as best I can. You know, I really hope I can get back from this, because I've ruined this really terribly. You know what, right, the right eye looks okay, the left one I'm going to have to work on. I'll probably do it off camera. But the right one looks okay, so we're going to try put his pupils in. Oh god, I'm a bit scared. I hope I've not ruined this figure's head, because I'm quite proud of what I've done so far. So we're going to just dry this off. And let's try to get the smallest amount of black I can on here. Okay, you can't even see that on the camera. We're going to have to be very, very careful about this. I'm going to have to put it on the table because I've already stabilised my hand. Okay, that looks okay actually. I've already done his right eye. I'm going to fix his left eye off camera, put the pupil in off camera and everything, but done the right eye. And you know, it could look better, but I'm actually really, really proud of that. Another question that people bring up, do you have to colour in their eyebrows? I'm also a bit confused whether I should colour his eyebrows in or not. But when his head dries, I will do his left eye, and I will show you what it looks like. But for now, this is what it looks like, and let's zoom in a little here. Okay, right. Okay, let's just not zoom in. But I'm quite proud of that. Already it looks a lot, like 10 times more realistic than this figure. I'll get some better, when I'm done with the figure's head, I will post some better photos of it. This is a body it's going to be attached to. I should probably start painting this, because I might be done with the head and have nothing to do, but the head might take a while, so I'll also probably do this off camera as well. Okay, so the face, I did, as I said before, I said I'd do the pupils, and it looks okay actually. Not the most amazing thing in the world, but it'll do. I've painted the body up, and obviously it's just not as good as the head, because you're not exactly going to see this. Because I did test fit it inside of the turret, and really only the head pops out a lot. Also, I painted the helmets that he's going to wear. So that's done. Now all we need to do is attach, just put the helmet on him, which I'll just attach with glue. And this video has no time lapse or anything. I just really, because figure painting is such a slow progress, and since I wanted to really show off how I did it in like a nice amount of detail, I thought I wouldn't do any time lapse. I'd just sort of talk. While doing it, keep it nice and simple. So I'll put the glue on, helmet, and now we're just gonna stick his head. Sorry, stick the helmet onto his head. Trying to be as clean as possible. Oh jeez. Okay, there we go. And you can't really see the colour difference because the helmet looks quite similar colour to his hair, but hair has been painted too. It's dark brown, quite a dark brown. So now all we need to do is attach it to his body, which my favourite tool while doing modelling is seriously blue tack or white tack or whatever you choose to use. It's just so useful for making little handles to hold things in. Okay. Just putting the head on the body. Okay, I think we've done the figure now. That has taken me so long. Obviously, when on camera, the video is not that long, but it did take a long time. Trust me when I say it took a long time. I had to wait for it to dry. It was quite tedious. And obviously, making the video is going to take a while as well, and I'm very proud of that. Now I just need to put him inside. Is it wet? No. Okay. Now I just need to place the commander inside. Actually, in fact, I'm going to wait for the glue to set before I put it in because I don't want to accidentally knock his helmet off.
So we'll just imagine for the moment we're back in 1917 and the orders from the front. Forward march, Doctor. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling, you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry right away, don't delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. And tell your sweetheart not to pine, to be proud her boy's in line. Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are coming, the drums coming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll